Hello and welcome to Shay Zasaa and a Zasaa Zooms In. I've got with me today Sola and Wonu.
Hello.
Both of whom you should know. And today, what are we going to talk about today, Wonu?
The power of words.
Now, Wonu wasn't really keen on this topic.
Really wasn't.
But this is like right up Shola's street. And I just think it's so important. So I just thought, we're going to have a chat about it. So my question is... Okay, no, I don't want to ask this question because it's a yes or no answer. I was going to say, are words powerful? But I mean, what do you think words are powerful, Wonu?
Do you know, Pashala said something on one of the other sessions that we did where she said the ones that are spoken and the ones that are not spoken, which I had never heard before. And I thought, so even what people don't say, there's power in what they actually don't say, which is quite interesting. And I also mentioned how somebody said something to me when I was 16.
Yeah.
That even though I tried to be like, oh gosh, it doesn't really matter. I remember it as clear as day. 30-something. You don't need to know how many years exactly. Years later. So in answer to your question, yes, words are very powerful. I know when we're growing up, I don't know about you guys, where they say sticks and stones can break my bones.
Hello.
It never hurt me. I firmly believed it, I really did. I really thought, you can knock me out, whatever words you say. Lie of the devil from the very pit of hell. Very, very powerful. Words can bring you up and equally knock you down. Yeah. So, yes, is the answer to your question.
Thank you. I don't know if I should ask you this question, but I will ask you. Are words powerful?
No, words are so powerful. And I think they're powerful for the basic reason that the one who made us, God who made us, made everything us through words. So it's like he's set, first mention.
Light bulb for Wonu. You see, Wonu comes on this show just to learn.
No, I've learned so much from this. So I think, first mention, words. So words are very, very powerful because we're made in the likeness of the one who made everything by words. And words are powerful because whether it's positive, it will have a positive effect. If it's negative, it will have a negative effect. And you don't have to be a Christian for words are powerful, whether you're Christian or not. I mean, there are two lovely stories that... Should I continue?
Keep going. Yes, please.
We already knew she was going to run with this.
So there are two wonderful stories. There's one, it was from a Time magazine. I have it at home. And there's this migrant couple, family, living in New York somewhere in a room, rat-infested. Rats used to come into their bedroom at night and stuff like that. But the two girls used to speak how their dad will come in the middle of the night and lift their hair and speak into their ears and say, you're going to be great, you're going to be this, you're going to be this, you're going to be this, just speaking words of affirmation and positive words into their future. And they did a study and found out that years later, both girls are CEOs of Fortune 500 and stuff like that. And then there's another experiment which, I'm sure loads of people have heard about, a professor who got this water, clear water, and he would speak words to it and, speak life and death and all sorts of things.
Into the water?
Sorry, death into the water. Yeah. It's on, you Google it. It's you Google it, it's there. Eshimoto, I've forgotten his name. And he did that for about a day and pasted, like if you spoke death on it. And when he came back, the water had become dark, had changed color, the crystals, because water crystals. And then the ones that he then spoke life to, that was dirty water and whatever, he spoke life to it, and I think it was 24 hours later, the water had become clear.
No way.
And he did that experiment that words have power. So if words have power over water and how much more human beings.
I actually have a thing that I sometimes put on my status that says if water can be changed by words, how much more human being. I think, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I think, for me, maybe it's more of a parenting thing. Because I think that a lot of parents are quick to speak negativity over their children, and
Yeah.
especially from our culture. What, are you stupid? You know, even that "are you stupid" is a question, but you've put that thing in their head that means that, okay, potentially I could be stupid. You know what I mean? So I think that there's, and to go to your, why are you grinning?
Because my daughter told me this funny story. She said, one time I was telling them off, and I would have never thought about it. And I think I said, oh, I can't stand people who do bare minimum stuff. Why are you doing bare minimum? And she was like, that means you can't stand me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I had never, and I looked at her. This happened maybe like 2 months ago. And I looked at her and I thought, that's what you thought? Then I said, but of course you're my child. Why would I not be able to stand you? She goes, because you literally said, I can't stand people that do this. Yeah, okay, carry on.
To speak to your
Working on
thing, when I was 16, 15, someone said to me, like, I don't know if, well, actually, you probably have heard my laugh. Like, I have a very loud laugh, and sometimes I don't stop laughing when I start. And I remember this lady said, she didn't even say it to me. I don't know if I've told you the story. She was sitting beside me, but she was, it's almost like she was thinking out loud, but maybe she didn't mean to. And I don't even think she meant any harm with it. She said, oh, it's such a shame. You're so well put together, so beautiful, so well spoken, but you laugh like a prostitute. Do you know?
Oh my goodness.
At that point, if I had done Rock Your Own Gorgeous by that time, I would have said, how do you even know what a prostitute laughs like? However, I hadn't. So I didn't laugh for 2 years. I refused to laugh out loud because I was so scared that, oh my God, they're going to think I'm a prostitute. They're going to think I'm a prostitute. Do you know what I mean? And this was one person.
Yeah.
Just by the way comments that I probably wasn't even supposed to hear. I didn't laugh. And I remember it was when my friend Louise said to me after, she said, what happened to you? You used to laugh with your entire body. That now you just, like, I would smile. I would just, I wouldn't laugh because I was like, she was like, no, you don't even, it's like something has gone. And when she said it, because I didn't even realize, but I realized that I stopped laughing. So I made a conscious decision to start laughing again. And I laugh well and I laugh loud.
What does that even mean, laugh like a prostitute? What does that actually mean?
I don't know, but I think what she was saying was that because my laugh is loud and it's a bit similar to yours, actually.
Yeah, no, but I'm rocking my own gorgeousness in my laughter. I mean, I just love it. It's a belly laughter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It's
like,
belly laughter, and then it's something that if I'm laughing, I can laugh, and then I'm like, you know what I mean? And I would laugh, and people would be laughing because I'm laughing. That was how it was, And so she was like, there was she said we used to. This was A level, so it was at the beginning of A levels, and she said you would laugh on the we had a sixth form room. Yeah. She said you'll be on the floor, killing yourself laughing. Now you just.
Wow.
So I got it, but it was just that one.
Yeah.
But it took me a long time to be able to get back to laughing.
Yeah.
And this was me that was 15, so I wasn't like 2 or 5.
Yeah.
Where you can forget, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even saying where I can forget, where I can hold it. And at 15, I should have been able to rationalize and say, she doesn't, what I mean? Whereas at 5, they say that to you, you actually believe it. Like, actually, that is the truth. I must laugh like a prostitute, So I think that sometimes we don't think about what we say, but we just say it. And I learned very early on because I would say things. I don't know if I should admit this. I would say things like, if I would say something, like if I was upset with someone and I thought something, they would trip. Or they, so I realized very early on that my own power, I felt, was a bit more than the normal. And I had to be very careful. That's why I'm very careful what I say. I'm very careful how because I suddenly realized that I would just think something and it would be
thinking prosperity into my life and wealth.
Yeah, I need to. But
why are you stopping all these blessings? It's within your power. Just think it.
You do know you're right. I have never actually thought of it that way. I just thought that I think negative things and they happen, so I'm not going to think negative things. But I haven't translated it. You will be rich very soon. Don't worry. I'm going to translate it now to positive. To positive things, because I never thought of it. Like I just knew to stop thinking negative. I didn't take it to the other. So thank you for teaching me that. I will start that. But yeah, no, and so that scared me. It actually literally petrified me because it happened so many times when I was 10, 11. So I just thought, you know what? Clearly, I'm not supposed to, because I didn't really mean it.
Yeah,
but
and then
I would see it happen, and I was like, somebody's fighting for me that I didn't even. I'm not doing, So I think the words thing is very, very. You don't realize just how much power there is.
And sometimes it's not even as judgmental as, say, that woman said. So I think when I was in school, someone said to me that, oh my gosh, you have such big lips. It was facts. It wasn't. I don't think he was trying to insult me. Even if it was whatever, he was just stating the obvious. And how I read it as negative, to this day I don't even know. But I read it as, oh my gosh. So I used to walk around like this.
Wow.
Yeah, for ages, and then I wouldn't talk too much. Even though you probably find that hard to believe, but it really affected. I didn't take pictures for a long time. I only recently started taking pictures. I think someone said, "But you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not creating memories, and you know." There's only so much you can remember. Pictures really help you with that. And so I started practicing in front of the mirror, like how
Which is
I
why
would
she
look.
pouts. Have you not seen how she
I
pouts
know,
for
I have
pictures?
almost.
Wow. Wow.
And so, and then I didn't take
Shola wasn't looking at you.
I didn't take pictures for a long time. Like, I just thought, oh my gosh, everything I'm going to see is my lips in the picture, and it would just ruin the picture. So, and it was an awful statement that somebody made to me when I was 16. So, you know, whether it's, you know, it was meant for as a positive statement or it was literally just a statement. And it just goes to show that even though, you know, you think, oh, you're just going to shrug it off, you need to do more work in sort of conversing whatever that statement is into something that either doesn't affect you or you turn it into a positive or I don't know. There's just some work to be done to become
But you see, it's interesting
normal.
because I even think, based on what you said about even the words that are not spoken, because I think, you know, I can't remember where I read it, but there was something where it was some book I was reading, and they were referring to how, you know, we're a sum total of our upbringing, our experiences, and everything, and you don't know where people are coming from. So, for example, I can say to you, oh, I like the way that skirt hugs your bum, right? Now, I say that to Wonu, and Wonu will be really excited. I say that to someone else, and she'll be like, "Oh, are you calling me fat?" Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of what she has, because she has been told for ages that she has a big bum or whatever. So you don't know what your statement, as innocent as, because me saying that, I think that's complimentary, but it might not be complimentary to somebody who has always had a problem with her bum. You know what I mean? So you don't, and that's almost like, I didn't say you're fat, but that's what you heard, because that's how she interprets certain things.
But saying that as well, though, you then have to be so careful about how you have conversations with people. Isn't there like some work the other person has to do to receive what you're saying as well?
Absolutely, yes. But what I'm saying is that I feel for me, I don't want to ever be the one that caused somebody to stop laughing for 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. So I don't want to say things that I feel like cause, you know, I mean, the things you're going to say, like your lips are big, that's probably, but then I also feel like you shouldn't even necessarily be talking to people about you don't, what right do I have to say to you that your lips are big?
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
specific things,
maybe we shouldn't even be doing that anyway. Now, obviously, I had this conversation with my friend Funke about expectations, and if I need to have another, I've done one on Shazada, but that thing of expectations, I think it is just
as in
huge.
expecting someone else's
your expectations are of people. Like, what I said to her was that depending on the level of relationship, expectation changes. There's expectation that's so I will expect that if I tell you that and you have a problem with it, you will tell me, shut up.
Yes.
You shouldn't speak to me like that because of our level of relationship.
Yes.
However,
if
it's somebody else, they will just take it and go with it. You know what I mean? So I think in certain where there's a level of relationship, you can probably get away with doing that, what we're saying you shouldn't do, because you already know the person, you kind of know how they will take it, or at least they will challenge you. Even if they take it badly, they will let you know, as opposed to that's the end of the relationship.
Cut you off.
Like, got you, you know what I mean? Yeah, so sorry, I've diverted to. No,
it's fine.
Yeah. I think, like we've been saying, I think it's key that we're mindful of the words we speak. I think sometimes we can be a bit careless with words, you know. People just like, you know, I hear people say things like, you know, it's killing the person. The person is dying of laughter, or, you know, and I'm like, you know, words, the atmosphere, the spirit world doesn't say, oh, the person is just joking, you know. And, you know, another thing that I read that I discovered that even the cells in our bodies, they will listen to the words that we speak. So when we say things like, oh, it's whatever of, you know, it's killing or whatever, the cells are hearing those, and, you know, those are not things that are breeding life and wholeness in us. So,
yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm listening. Yeah.
I have a friend that I love. Oh my gosh, I love her to bits.
Yeah.
I was going to say to death just now, but I caught myself. If we enter a lift or an elevator,
Oh yes,
and I say we're going down,
she's my very good friend.
she's going to reject it.
I'm
And
not
I'm
going
just
down in the
like,
name of
we're not
Jesus.
going down. And I'm just like, we're literally going down. So is that what you're talking
No,
about?
that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, phew. Because
No,
I
no,
was
no.
a bit concerned.
No, I'm not talking about, okay, are we going up or down? Oh, I'm going, no, I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about speaking life.
Okay.
I think there's some things, this is me, I think there's some things that there's no need to say them even in jest. I think our words have so much power that I don't think there is really I think going up or down in an elevator, I mean, but somebody else might think differently. I mean, I'm not...
To each his own kind of
To each his own, yeah, and that's fine. But I wouldn't say to myself that I am, it's whatever it is killing the person. You can even notice that I can't even say it to myself. I am mindful that no, I'm not going to speak words that are not life over myself or over somebody else.
Because I need another word for killing them. Because to me, I always say kill them with love. I say that all the time, and it's one of the things that I do. I will. So give me the word that I can use instead of
overwhelm.
Overwhelm them with love, because that's what I do to people. Anybody does not try to be my friend. I will overwhelm them.
And I wonder to myself, why must it be negative words that we use to express a positive emotion? So like, I remember Sochi, they say that they are, all these slangs that, and I was like,
sick.
I was like, but it's sick. Why must you use that? Sick is not a positive term. Why can't we load up on our positive word tank? Yeah. Why must there be so much negativity? And I believe that negativity is because of this our wicked enemy foe, the devil, trying to get us to just be speaking. And then you go through the Bible and you just see positive things. God speaks life over. Even when God is annoyed, he doesn't speak negative, bad. He lets us know that he's annoyed. He lets us know that we have sinned. But there's still positivity. So I see it that we need to speak the words of. I always tell Sochi when he says something, I say, if you say that again, I will wash your mouth until you can. And I always say, speak life, speak life, speak life.
So Fasha, how about songs? Well, how would you? So this same friend. So now she can't sing Buga anymore because it says, "Let me see you go low." She said, "I can never go low in Jesus' name." And she's serious. She's like,
no,
serious.
I respect that.
How about songs? Can you say you're singing the lyrics of a song, and if it happens to be,
But I think this will come back to what Sola said, because she doesn't, that thing of going down in a lift, going down to dance is not a problem. But if you are thinking that going low means that you're going low,
then don't
sing it. So that's
But having said that, I like all sorts of music, but there's some songs that even though I like, and I realize that it's not even so much the lyrics of the song I like, it's the beat, it's the rhythm. So there are lots of music that I listen to that you will not catch me singing the lyrics. So I listen to it, I like it, and even sometimes I find myself, I get to a point and I stop.
Yeah.
And I let it get over. So like, I'm trying to think of like, that song, I can't even sing it.
We need the words.
Killing me softly with this song. I will never sing that. I love the beat, but you won't catch me singing it, because I just think that, I think it's the same way that the Bible says that, can the same mouth bring out, how it says, can bring out good, how does the Bible say it? And bring out, and I think to myself, if I want my life to be positive and I want positive, I think to myself, I can't on one tune. I'm not saying that I get it right all the time, or I'm not saying I get it right. There's sometimes when I say, my husband will be like, woo, somebody's halo is falling today. Aren't you the one that said, But I am, by God's grace, intentional that whether I am having a great time, I can enjoy the rhythm of the thing, but the words are not coming out of my mouth. And
I've never done that, actually. That is new to me, because I definitely sing that song.
I actually do that.
You can enjoy a song without singing the...
Certain songs I do. Not that particular, although I don't really listen to that one. But I do. There's certain ones that I notice it more than other ones, and I'm like, no, I'm not singing.
Yeah, so there's some really obvious ones that are just a bit dark. So, I get that. But, I've never thought about it in terms of songs and I mean, but songs are weird anyway because I'm in the place now where I'm even thinking of the spirit behind the
Exactly,
songwriter. So
yeah,
songs
yeah,
are even
yeah.
songs are a bit like be careful where you're going. So not even necessarily the lyrics, just going beyond that. So I kind of get that, but I've never not like that song that example. I'm sure I still sang that song last week.
Because it's so popular.
Because it comes on the radio
All the time.
So, and I'm sure my son knows the lyrics of that song. So, but obviously I'm going to be more mindful now. I've just never... So sometimes I feel like as Christians, we take things a bit too... So where, for me, it's too far. But who am I to determine that it's too far? Is as your faith is, that whatever works for you. The people that want to go and touch the chair of somebody, whatever works for you, I'm okay with that. But so I always find it like we can turn it into a joke quite quickly. So like I'm not going down, and I'm just like seriously, we are going down in the lift. So it's even causing you to say the thing that people want to say. So I've never taken that so seriously as in. Am I really not speaking life? It's never occurred to me.
Let me tell you where I struggle with this Christian thing. I mean, that's our friend. It's a different.
And I love her.
But
Girl, I love her.
We love you.
We do.
But what's like when you say to someone, how are you? And they say,
it is well.
No, well, that's very annoying. But when they say, I'm strong, you know that they're not feeling well. And I feel like you can say, I'm not feeling well, but I'm healed. But to say I'm strong really annoys me because what does that mean? Or you say, do you understand what I mean? It's like every time somebody says, I'm strong, please get out. How are you? And this is the problem. We almost lose reality in our response. Do you know what I mean? And that bothers me because for me, as far as I'm concerned, Christianity is all about humanity, and we have to be human. And when we start that nonsense of "I'm strong" or "it is well," or Christianese, or however we want to put it, we're ostracizing people because I remember a friend of mine said to me once, she asked me some questions about something, and I answered, and then she called me later that evening, and she said, "Oh, I love your Christianity." She's not a Christian, and her husband is Muslim, and she said, "I love your Christianity," and I said. I thought it was a funny statement. I mean, she's known I've been a Christian for her. She said, because if I had asked, and she mentioned another friend of ours, she said she wouldn't have answered in the way you answered. She would have just been saying, it is well. As in, I wouldn't even have understood, because when they asked me the question, I broke it down, I explained what I believe, you know what I mean? So that's what and there was a whole lot of them that weren't Christian, younger girls. But I explained to the best of my ability. But at no point did I think I was being non-Christian, but at the same time, I was being human. So they could understand that, okay, this is what and I feel like that's where we lack a lot in Christianity, because we're so quick to be speaking the word, that we lose reality sometimes. Like this, I'm not going down.
Well, if I use myself as an example, because I can only really speak for myself, if, for example, I was feeling under the weather, if you asked me, I'll tell you I'm feeling under the weather, but that would be 1, 2, 3 max words. And then we move on to, but hey, I always like, hey, I'm fighting strong, or my body's, or I would say my body's fighting a flu, or, okay. I'm coming at it from the positive that my body's fighting a flu. I do not have a flu. My body is fighting a flu. I think for me, it's trying to get the positivity in it so that and then I think for me also, the bit about it is that I think to myself, what is talking about this situation? This is me.
How is it going to help?
This is me.
Just stating the fact. Like,
no, I'm talking about for me. I would state it, but to keep on going on about it, what benefit is that doing for me?
Apart from giving the devil something to hold.
And then you, the person I'm talking to, all you can do is encourage me, which I appreciate. But what I need is the word of healing and restoration. So the way I see it is that, yes, my body's fighting the flu. That's it. Let's just leave it. You pray for me.
Oh, don't pray for
me. Speak word over me. But I honestly do not see the benefit of keep on talking about it. I don't see the benefit of telling 1,000,001 people what it is, unless I'm like, please pray for me. This is what I am going through. So I think my discussions about various things, whether I'm not feeling well or whatever, is really I'm trying to get the positive out of the situation.
Okay, question.
Okay, you have 2 minutes.
Would your answer be different if we're speaking to a non-Christian?
I think, and I'm not saying that's the right will, if I was talking to a non-Christian, I wouldn't even tell you for starters. because
no,
I
like, say,
cannot.
how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Even if your body is fighting the flu.
Yeah, I would not tell you
Okay. Why is that?
because I don't. This is me. Somebody might think
so
it's
these are personal opinions.
because
so it's
it's me because I think life is a battle and I need all the positivity I can get. So I don't need somebody telling me.
They'll say, oh, maybe it's cancer.
I don't need somebody telling me that, oh, this is how, and that's what tends to happen. Say, oh, yes, I have this. I think probably the two areas in my life where I've really has been, menopause, and because I'm thinking to myself, you know what, the battle of the mind I went through over this menopause, there's no need to go through all this thing. This is what it was. Don't worry, you are perfectly okay. That's why I would come out and this is what I went through, blah blah blah. So for me, I think it's about the positivity that that power, the positive power of the words. And in a situation where I'm not going to get that, it's not about you encouraging me. That's not really what you need.
Because you have no control over that anyway. You really have control over what you're saying, what you're feeling, your own emotions. I guess it feeds into the expectation thing you were talking about. It's gonna be another topic for another day.
That's my take on the power of
we
words.
literally have like 20 seconds left.
how did that
they
happen?
took all the time.
Yeah.
That's how
I'm
they
so
behave.
sorry.
You
Words
invite
are
people on your show, they
powerful.
just
It
take all
was
the
a
time.
lovely session. I mean, I should talk about it some more because words are so much power. Then we're going to talk about parenting that
Well, you're just going to have to come
speak
back
over our children.
Yeah, no, I think so basically there's power in words.
Yes,
whether
there
you
is.
are Christian or not,
Yes,
there's power in words.
there's
So
power,
just
yes.
watch what you say
Yes,
and
yes.
follow us on YouTube.
Yes. I like that. What